Can stolen valor be a thing for video game bosses? I feel like that should be a thing, and I feel like Silex should fit into that category, because what in the ever-living fuck was all of that? So not only are we just throwing Metroid Prime Hunters out the window altogether, but... oh my god. But we're also gonna cook up some half-assed backstory for Silex and act like he has this long-standing grudge against Samus. And then we're just not gonna show what that fucking grudge is. And we're gonna act like it's this big, significant event throughout the game that Samus keeps flashing back to, and then we're just not gonna fucking elaborate on it. And then we're gonna build up to this big, epic showdown that feels like it should have had a lot more build up. But we're just not gonna give it the fucking build up that it needs to feel justified. This really was Doom the Dark Ages, but for Metroid. What the fuck? Can I skip these credits? No, it's a Metroid game. You can't skip the credits. You can never skip the credits in a Metroid game. Yeah. I mean, you could have even gone and just made this a sequel to Metroid Prime Hunters, in which Silex somehow survived the attack from Gorilla and escaped from Obliette in order to and then went on to exact his revenge against Samus. But to make this a sequel to the Prime game, to Prime 3, after that long-standing phase-on crisis was resolved at the end of Corruption, it just makes no fucking sense. This, like, this didn't even have to be a Prime game. You could have started an entirely new timeline of Metroid games. Like, you had the mainstream Metroid games going from Metroid to Metroid Dread. You had Metroid Prime going from Metroid Prime to Corruption. And then this one could have just been its own standalone thing. It's 2:30 in the fucking morning. I'm exhausted. Some more personal gripes. I wasn't a fan of the Viola suit. I feel like the motorcycle combat could have had a little more added to it, instead of just having that one disc that you can fire off. I feel like some of the upgrade cutscenes could have had more work put into it. I feel like the sniper guy, whose name I can never remember, could have worked a little harder on his voice acting. Like, a lot of his deliveries just fell flat, in my opinion. On a lighter note, none of the NPCs were as annoying as people predicted they were going to be. The motorcycle was more fun than I expected it to be. There were some unique twists on old upgrades that I feel like breathed some new life into this game. But for 18 years of waiting, none of it, like absolutely none of this, none of any of this lived up to the hype. Yeah, we're gonna make a Nintendo DS game and introduce all of these one-off antagonists. We're gonna kill them all off at the end, and then we're gonna make another Metroid Prime game in 2007. We're gonna introduce one of those hunters as the antagonist of the next game. We're gonna make people wait 18 years, and then we're gonna make the next game's story make no fucking sense. Hard mode unlocked. Fuck you. Yeah, and this repeating thing with Metroid's fusing with bosses, that was never another thing that went wrong, that was never explained or addressed. It's just, oh yeah, this is a thing that happens. How? Why? We don't fucking know. We'll never tell. % of all green energy crystals. Fuck that. Well, I was right about one thing. This played like a Metroid game, but it felt like a live-action movie of a Metroid game. It felt like a live-action movie of... It felt like a Metroid live-action movie adapted into a video game. And that's just sad to see. Because Metroid has always been, if nothing else, a very atmospheric game, but given that the overworld is a barren desert, a lot of the times the game just felt empty, and a Metroid game should be... A Metroid game should never ever feel empty. Like, even if there's nothing going on, there should still be something to keep you immersed. Like, even if they just tried a little harder with the music in the desert, at least that would have done something. I recommend Metroid Prime to people just because of how atmospheric it is, if nothing else. But this, this was a fun game to play, but I really wouldn't recommend it to anyone else. Like, to compare this to another game, this feels like the Resident Evil 6 of Metroid. It's just... They went too far off the formula, and the game as a whole just made no sense. And that's probably as... I can't even think of the word I'm trying to think of. That's probably as much cohesive commentary as you're gonna get out of me. Since I've been streaming for, what, like 16 hours now? This stream is at 2 hours and 21 minutes. About 14 hours. Let me look up the 100% ending. Is it even worth playing to find? Okay, so the 100% cutscene. The 100% cutscene is just Silex's backstory. Which, number one, why would you have your antagonist's backstory as a secret cutscene in your game? Number two, it still contributes nothing to the story. Like, I won't go into details, but it's basically just Silex being a dick. That's all it is.